There we go.
Now we're live?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Hell yeah, boys. Alright, make sure you share it. I'll start this on and then... sit there.
It's fine.
You sit. Just kidding. I did that because you were talking about the sickness thing.
Meningitis. This week's episode is about meningitis.
I'm gonna bite it. No, it's mine.
It's fine. No, just very calming.
What is going on, world? My name is Keith motherfucking Bolka. To my left, or if you're watching on your phone or over to my right, I guess you would say, to point it this way, I have Kit Palancar.
What's up?
And then below me is Matt Stockstill. What's up, dude? How you doing?
Good, dude.
That's good, man. So, Kit, yeah, you're gonna move your camera? We had all that time for technical difficulties
Listen,
going
it's
on.
just like, it's a little washed out. If I like put a shield here.
Yes, we all like the band Washed Out.
I think it needs the light.
Tyler Phillips says, "Love you dudes, brothers in the ICU. Hold it down for me." I think we'll all say a little prayer here for Spencer. Hopefully everything's good. Nothing too bad. I'm gonna fix my hair too. I've been sweating all day too. It looks terrible. Alright. That's good enough. Today's topic is neighbors. Talk a little bit about neighbors, but before we talk about neighbors, one thing weird. You know what I noticed today, Kit?
What's that?
There's a new segment I have called You Know What I Noticed with Kit. I noticed that a lot of moms, whenever they're talking to their sons...
Why are you talking to me about moms? First of all. Medina moms?
Listen, just let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. Whenever they're talking to their little sons, right? They always say the word buddy. They always call him buddy. Have you noticed this?
I call little kids buddy.
Well, yeah, mom, but I've seen it so much with moms. At least today in general, they'll be like, "Hey, buddy, you want a cake pop? Hi, bud." Or like they get their coffee, like, "Yeah, buddy, I got a coffee, huh?"
Uh-huh. Where are you going? Just things you've noticed?
Just, yeah, things I've noticed. I find that cute. I find that real cute. That moms call their kids buds or buddy. You don't really do it with the daughters.
Come here, little bud.
Come here, buddy.
Come here, buddy. Hey, buddy, hey, well, dads say champ. Like,
Dads
what's up,
say
champ?
a lot of things. Disappointment.
Hey, slugger.
Old sport.
Old sport.
Why don't you move out yet?
What's up, kiddo?
Turn that music down.
It's a sore subject right now.
So,
Thanks for tuning in, by the way.
Yeah.
Just joining us. Thank you.
you can talk. Also,
Ask questions.
Yes.
You got a story about a bad neighbor.
let us know. Kit, why don't you start off? And in the background here, I'm going to set up the Google Voice to make so people can call in.
People can call.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Well, let's see. Bad neighbors. I've only had like one, I guess, legitimate neighbor, and it was when I was living in Kent. The neighbor above me was the most atrocious person to have living above you.
How many floors?
It was 3 stories.
3 stories, and you were on the second?
No, I was on the bottom floor.
Oh, okay.
So, God, every night it sounded like somebody was just tapping the floor with a hammer. It would go on for hours. Later realized it might have been a treadmill. Somebody running on the treadmill at fucking 3 or 4 in the morning. Occasionally it would sound like somebody took a jar full of marbles and spilled it all over the floor. Like, just went and just all over the fucking floor. This happened at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm working on my master's degree. God, when they when they would make noise late at night, and my roommate was like out of the apartment, I would just scream. I'd be like, "Man, you guys are being a little fucking loud," and I'd just scream it because you can hear shit through the floor easily. And I remember the day that they were moving out, they had to be out by noon. And I was on pretty good terms with the guy who did all the maintenance. His name was George. And they were moving out, and they had to be out by 12, but it was like maybe 2 p.m. And they're moving out all night to like 6 or 7 in the morning. And they finally get all their shit out, and I go up and I start talking to George, and I guess they had like 3 or 4 cats in this apartment, and they would just feed them cat cans on the floor, and there were cans everywhere,
Oh,
empty
that's
cans,
gross.
cat piss and shit all over the floor. So he was ripping up the carpet and everything. And
Which, real quick, if you want to call, the number is up. It is 440-427-4671. If you want to call in, talk about a bad neighbor, bad experience like that, this is the Keith Bolka Show, where we talk about anything and everything.
so, I guess, I mean, they're pretty bad neighbors. No real caring. You know, if I'm up late at night and I'm trying to open a bag of chips, God forbid, it makes a crinkle noise. So I'm like carefully, you know, I'm very considerate. I'm a very
You
considerate.
cut it with
neighbor.
scissors.
With scissors, yeah. I cut apart with scissors, but some people have no regard for other tenants, and I think that's like one of the main reasons why you could have a bad neighbor.
So this one's not really a bad one, as much as it's an interesting one, and Matt can help me out with this one.
Okay.
So when me and Matt lived at the apartment when we first did the show at the apartment, we had a pair of Mexican neighbors, really nice guys, really genuine nice guys,
They were cool.
but they were weird as hell sometimes. Don't know if it's cultural thing, difference or anything like that. They'd leave the fucking door open.
What, to their apartment?
Yeah, just all the time.
All the time.
Just open. Come on in. They'd always have music blaring, and like, I shit you not, I'm not lying when I say this. This is an exaggeration or trying to be mean. They would play the
Like the mariachi band?
yeah, they'd play that stuff. They'd blare it out there, or you know, just like
So, Enrique Iglesias?
is that a spider? That is a huge spider. That is such a big spider.
Fucking holy shit. Oh my god, dude.
Did you get it off?
I think it's on the back of the chair, dude.
All right. Woo! Check each other. Everybody check. Everybody
Dude,
check.
this shit was like Jumanji.
Yeah, it was.
Big ass.
Dude, I think we're good.
All right, get up. Everybody check each other real quick. That was too big of a spider not to check each other.
Oh, here it is. It's on the back of it.
Woo!
Dude, that shit. Holy fuck.
Right there. You want to kick? You want to
Terrible
do?
timing.
You want to just stand?
I gotta.
Do what you need to do, man. I'm good though, right? I'm good.
You're good, dude.
Woo! You just joined in. There was a giant spider that just came in. That was huge.
It's obliterated. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know what spider that was.
That was a fat fucking spider. Holy shit, dude.
Wait, all right, real
Dear
quick.
God.
I wanna pull this up here so I can see if we catch you realizing the spider is crawling across
Are we
you
going
there.
back?
Okay, it won't be for a little bit, so we'll
You just
keep
see it
watching.
crawling on my shoulder.
Dude, that was
Oh
fucking
my
ridiculous,
God.
man. I stood up. That's how big it was.
Yeah, you just now we're all nervous.
Yeah, dude, we're super nervous. Talking about unexpected neighbors.
What a bad neighbor.
Woo! So the Mexican neighbor people, they would always ask us for rides to the bar when they were
Yeah.
already drinking.
Yeah. Well, dude, that makes sense though. That part makes sense. It's the other part of the consistent rides that was just like, what? No, we don't know you.
Right, dude, that was crazy. If we catch this on camera, you actually just
Slowly seeing the spider creep up on my fucking shoulder.
Dude,
I like
I
how
am,
Hub
I am
bragging.
so fucking on edge right now. Okay,
Can
I'm
someone
good.
clip that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they would always do that, and then another thing is they would always tell us stories about how Mexico was too hot and the water was boiling, and then right afterwards you'd be like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." They'd be like, "Yeah, bar." And we'd be like, "No, dude. For the last time, we don't want to go to the bar."
What, they'd always invite you out?
No, they'd always want us to take them to the bar.
I will say though, I left because I remember at one point I tried to hang out with them for a little bit, and so I got like I don't know, like a 12-pack of beer, went over there, drank some beers with the guys. They were pretty cool, and I left my beer there, and they gave it back. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
They were good guys. They were
Right.
generally good guys. Yeah, seriously.
I have a good neighbor story. One time I was, this is
Here,
back
you do
when
this,
I
I'll
was,
watch.
I was streaming like PUBG on Twitch, and I had my door open because it was super hot in my apartment, and I couldn't have an air conditioning unit because I'm on the first floor. Anybody could just push in that air conditioning unit, then they have access to all my shit. So I remember I'm playing PUBG, and like one of my next door neighbor comes over, and she's like, "Hey, you want to go out and have a cigarette? You know, I'm like headed out right now." And then she's like, "What are you playing?" And I'm like, "Oh, PUBG." And her name was Bree, and she was like,
3 seconds. I think this is how it got you from you doing that.
Oh,
with
from
the
the
arm
arm up.
extended like that.
"Oh man."
But it was going.
So she was like, she got a roommate to come over, and I had two people watching me play and stream PUBG, and then my buddy Smalls, who was behind me, who like smoked and sold hella weed.
Never mind. That's what did it.
That's what did it. Yep.
His
He
arm
came over.
the
Next thing you know, I got like 4 different people watching me stream.
There it is. There it
PUBG.
is. There it is. Yeah, you saw it. You got to see it.
Oh my god. I can't wait to go back and watch that shit.
I'm in Matt's camera right now, dude. I dipped. Sorry, my bad.
No, dude, you got out of there pretty quick.
I am fucking around with that stuff, dude. But anyways, so you had people watching you play stream PUBG,
Yeah,
and it was nice to have actual live audience to a streaming thing.
it was crazy. I felt a little under pressure. Shit, I gotta go do some crazy stuff. And that's the thing about streaming, I think, is you have that audience and you just up the ante. You don't play like a casual player. You play for like what's gonna look crazy on film, or you know, what's the craziest shot I can do.
Right.
And you're gonna risk it all, and if you get it, wow, you got mad fucking props. But if you don't get it, people are gonna be like,
Someone kills you, you on your mic, you're like, nice shot,
yeah,
buddy.
sweetie.
Any more neighbor things? Because I think we're about to go on to funny insect stories now. Because I think the topic is changed itself on
Funny
air.
insect
I've
stories.
been a bad neighbor before.
How have you been a bad
I
neighbor?
lived in an apartment once where I was on the 3rd floor, and I had people on the 2nd floor, and the same kind of like opposite side of like Kid's story, where they heard everything all the time. They would take a broom handle and just like smack the ceiling a bunch, so it would just sound like
Oh
a
my
really
God.
loud knock on the ground. And we'd be like, oh, I guess we're being too loud. But like half the time it would be like, dude, someone just walked to the kitchen, like, and that was it. That was all it took for them to be like, fucking shut up. So like, I don't know. Sometimes you don't realize you're being a bad neighbor.
I don't know who, but
Someone. Let me see. Hey, real quick, just quick shout outs. Tyler Phillips, Alan Miller, Jonathan Hall, Chelsea, Gabe Pierman, Jake Patterson. Thanks, guys. Real quick, Henson says that back to the moms talking to their sons, buddy or sweetie as well. Hey, I think sweetie's a little bit more when it's like, sweetie, no, we're not doing this.
right.
You know what I mean? Trying to be nice while...
Well, that goes back to a couple weeks ago when it was like, what pisses you when people call you sweetie or honey?
Yeah. I'm not your kid.
I'm not your fucking kid.
Yeah, I'm not your kid. So, remember, guys, you can call in 440-427-4671. We were talking about neighbors. If you have any funny stories about neighbors, anything like that, please call in, comment, do something like that. But now we're actually going to switch it up now. We're going to switch it up a little bit to talk about insects. Crazy insect stories you might have had. Something like that. I think I will begin and talk about the time that, well, first off, have you guys ever woken up and thought and found a bite and been like, that was definitely a spider in my sleep. I definitely got bit by a spider in my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What are the odds that you actually did?
About 99%.
99%, really?
Yeah.
Really? I just think, no, I think it's
What do you
paranoid.
think it is? Well, what's the itching and the little bite mark?
Bugs.
Well, yeah, a spider though.
That's not a spider.
Well, if it's
Spider's
got
not
the
a
two,
bug.
if it's got the two like little fang marks, you can
Then it's a
tell.
vampire.
Hey, Don Shear, thanks for joining us.
What's going on, Don Shear? Don Shear is actually a part of a podcast. You could say we're fellow brethren in the podcast world. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Sexually transmitted disease? What's their podcast?
It's the STD podcast.
Yeah.
You can look them up on YouTube. I thought you were going to say something. I thought you tried to jump in there. My bad. I got a pirate crackhead neighbor, not a joke.
Pirate crack.
Well, what constitutes a pirate to you, Don? I guess that would be the big thing. What constitutes the pirate? And was he a pirate before being a crackhead? Was he a crackhead and decided to up the ante by becoming a pirate as well, going the full extra mile craziness? But we are also, once again, talking about insects. Crazy insect stories. Just last week, I was playing a game and I felt something across my foot. I looked down and it was one of those giant fucking beetles. I promptly yelled and proceeded to astral project myself out of my body into space to bring a meteor down onto it.
I have, back when my parents wanted to live out in the country, we lived in Knox County in Howard, Ohio, and there was this cul-de-sac behind our manufactured ranch that we were renting out for 3 years. And every time you'd walk through this field, you'd check for ticks on your socks, because my parents had me so paranoid about Lyme disease and ticks and all that. And I remember one time my brother and I were playing catch in the backyard, and he threw like a foam football and it like hit me in the neck or something. I'm like sitting at a computer later, my dad's old Macintosh G3, playing Doom, and I feel like something on my neck, and I like go to itch it, and it's not coming off, so I'm thinking it's like mud or something that's caked on, so I get my fingernail under it and I like pull it off, and I look at my finger and it's a fucking tick. And I was like, ugh, and I flick it, and I'm like, Dad! He comes in, he was smoking at the time, so he just like takes his lighter and just sizzle it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He knows what to do at least. I remember, dude, getting stung by a bee as a kid. Sucked.
Oh, those suck, dude.
Always sucked. And it always happened as a kid too. It was always, you would be a kid, you'd be bored. You know what I mean?
I was on a slide the first time I got stung.
Oh, dude, that
the
always
pain,
sucks.
the pain
Yeah.
doesn't go away. It's like, it's consistent. It just hurts the same.
And now, have you ever, were you stung once, or did you ever have that multiple times stung?
I think when I got stung, it was twice.
Twice. Ooh, what about you?
I was stung when I was a little kid. Hello?
I think we have a caller coming in. Finally getting a caller back here. Hopefully it's Don Shear. Excited to hear him again.
I want to know about this pirate.
Oh, hold on. You're on my... Oh, he ended the call because it automatically connected to the Bluetooth in my car.
Do you want to connect? Don, if you're listening to this, Kit's a terrible phone screener. He's trying, man.
Let me turn off Bluetooth.
Hold on. There we go. If you can, call one more time. If not, I totally understand. That was my bad. Well, Kit's bad, but my bad too. What about any infestations? You ever have anything like that?
Ladybugs.
Ladybugs.
Yes.
Ooh, where at?
It was like a ladybug migration season in my house in the country again. I remember by the back patio door, the corner of the room looked like a big black fucking thing because it was just all ladybugs.
Oh, jeez. Who we got? Finally. There we go. Finally. I think it's finally working. He can hear. We can finally get on. Finally getting a caller back on there.
The Keith Butler Show. This is Kit.
Great.
How are you?
I'm glad this is going back again.
Hey, how are you? Hey, what's your name?
If it's Don, just put him right
Don.
on.
Hey, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone here. All right, let's hear it.
How's it going, Don? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? First and foremost, glad to see the show's back up and running at a regular clip, man. That's good shit.
It is, man. It's actually, yeah, dude. It was It was a little rocky over there for a second. Didn't know if I was going to bring it back, but I'm glad it's back. I'm glad you're doing your podcast as well, man. Now, as you know, we're talking about Neighbors today, and I think you have foreshadowed a pirate crackhead neighbor story.
Check this shit out, right? I live over on the east side of Cleveland, and right across the street there's this big blue house, right? Now the dude who lives in this house, he runs it as a crack den. He always got prostitutes and dope heads and shit coming in and out of his house, selling stolen goods. The dude himself, he's a white old dude who wears an eye patch, a fishnet shirt, fucking knee-high pirate boots, listens to Viking heavy metal. Dude is a complete pirate, bro.
I guess that would constitute a pirate nowadays.
a pirate.
Yeah, that is a pirate.
That's 100% a pirate.
He is a landlocked pirate.
Yes, he's not. The only thing he's missing is the fucking Barrett, and I'm pretty sure he sold it for crack.
There you go. Yeah, probably sold the entire pirate ship for crack. Now that we're talking about, that's why he's on land.
I used to live over on the west side of Cleveland, over on Detroit, and there was this black dude downstairs from me. He was gay, but he would throw these wild sex parties, and he would dress up as a nun with full-on white face. And one day, me and him got into an argument because he was. Yeah, a white nun, dude. He would dress up in full nun attire and paint his face white. And he would let dudes do what dudes do to gay dudes. You get what I'm saying?
I think at the Keith Polka Show, we're well versed with buttholes, I guess is what we're saying.
And he had this one dude who he would walk around on a leash, and he would wear nothing but some little tighty whitey.
Oh my God.
One day, his little tighty whitey dog got loose and was running around the house. Running around the apartment building, and my daughter was real young at the time, so I went down and I was like, yo, dude, can you get your dude under control? My daughter don't need to be seeing this shit. And in full non-white face, he had in my face and clicking his fingers and was like, I am not the one. And I'm like, dude, what do I even do with this situation? Because if I hit this motherfucker, that's like the trifecta of hate crimes. You know what I'm saying? I can't win this court. It ain't a good look for me. Yeah, I've had some neighbors from hell, man.
That is so. With these, have you seen these parties he threw, or just kind of heard them?
Oh, we lived right upstairs from him. Our apartment was right upstairs, so you would like hear the full line.
So you could smell the parties, is what you were saying.
Dude, if I was any closer, I might have contracted an STD.
Oh my gosh! Hey, speaking of STD, how can we reach your podcast, man? What do we do for that?
Check out Square Table Degenerates on YouTube. We're going to get the audio version up really shortly. I don't know if the dude's dragging his feet on that shit. He's having some kind of difficulties.
It's hard.
We have the video versions. Last night we just maced a guy in his face. We had a hot dog eating contest. And we almost had a police taser.
Well, I know what I'll be doing after the show.
A police what?
A police taser.
A police taser, wow.
It was the official police use of the police taser.
Oh, yeah.
I managed to talk the dude out before because I was worried he might kill over dead, and then Don goes to prison. And as we all know, I have man boobs. I can't really do that.
You know, funny only gets you so far in prison.
Yeah, funny gets you fucked in prison. So.
Everybody wants to be around you a little too much.
Come here, funny boy. Tell me a joke. I don't need that in my life.
Well, hey, Don, thanks for calling in, man. You have a wonderful night, and I'll be sure to check your podcast out after I do my show, all right?
Check mine out. I always love seeing you guys. Keep it up, man.
Hey,
thanks,
have a good
Don.
one. That was Don Shear, great comedian, great guy. Also with the STD podcast. They're going for a little bit more of a hands-on podcast, as you could say. I think that's the best way to describe it. A little bit more, like, you know what I mean? Hands-on is the best way to put it.
Don't touch me.
What do we talk about?
Hands on.
Let me have some of that.
You gotta fix that camera. Fix the camera.
You can't fix your camera, please. What are you doing?
Sorry.
So, all right. Any more stories about neighbors, insects, anything about that before we start going into what have you been doing? And we're gonna close that a little early tonight because, like I said, without Tyler,
Yeah.
you know, and we also had a guest drop out. We had a guest tonight. He dropped. We're gonna try to get him next week.
Son of a bitch.
Right. So that was some time that I just didn't know how to fill. So, you know, let's go to. What have you been watching? What have you been playing? What have you been doing?
I do have one more band neighbor story, and it was from when I was a very small child.
Schmuck.
I lived in Oberlin, and if you know Oberlin, it's a very liberal city in town. And our neighbors were having a dispute with my parents about property. And so I remember they would pick their weeds and they would throw them over the fence. But the fence was on our property, so they were like picking our own weeds. My parents were pissed about that, because if you think about, even if it's just 1 foot times like 1,000 feet back, that's 1,000 square feet of your property. And if you don't get that surveyed and reclaimed as your own, you can lose the right to that property after, I think, 21 years. So
White people, man.
they would blame
White
it
people.
on my brother and myself. They would like make shit up about us, the kids. Plus, they would play basketball on their fucking court until 1 in the morning. We're little kids trying to sleep, and hear that.
We're
ball.
little kids trying to sleep. Hey, I gotta get up in the morning, goddammit.
We're
I
little
fucking
kids trying to
shapes to
sleep.
learn.
I gotta figure out which peg goes in the hole. So what have I been watching? What have I been doing? Been watching a lot of The Office. I just hit season 5. Jim is now engaged with Pam.
Don't fucking ruin it. Why you gotta spoil it?
Because it's been out for a while.
Was the spoiler ban lifted?
Iron Man dies. Everybody dies. Spider-Man dies.
Comes back though.
No, he's dead.
You haven't seen him game twice like that.
He's dead. They're all dead. What have I been doing? What have I been playing?
What have you been playing?
I have a show and tell. I haven't been playing much other than PUBG. I got a funny story about China. It's supposed to scare you. China's supposed to scare you.
It doesn't.
No, it's not. All right, it's not as bad as North Korea. So
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see how long I could do that and how long you'd go for it.
I went on Amazon because I really wanted Doom Eternal's coming out. And
What's Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal is the second coming of the Doom reboot. The first one came out in 2016, and
So it's basically a remake of Doom Hell on Earth.
right, yeah. If I can, where is that shirt? Oh, it's on the floor. So, I always thought it was called Doom Eternal, and I was talking to my girlfriend about this today, and I got a little emotional about it. Doom is such a staple in my life. It is not just a video game. My brother and I, when we were younger, we would stay up on a Sunday night, on a school night, alright? School's the next day in the morning. We would stay up until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. playing this game together. And I wouldn't be able to sleep. I would just lay in bed with my fucking eyes open like, dude, I was just blasting demons apart, 10 minutes ago.
Right.
And it's been such a staple in my life that it's not just a game anymore. Doom is eternal. And it's a universe. It's something that I'll
Okay,
be...
Todd Howard.
Listen, I'll be like 50 years old, 60 years old, and I'm going to show
I feel
my
like
kids
this is
Doom.
a Doom commercial.
Right.
I'm going to show them Doom, and I'm going to show them where I came from. And so I bought a shirt on Amazon with the Doom logo on it, and the picture showed it was super crisp, super colorful logo.
This is fun.
And I open up the package, and I get this shirt with, I don't know if you could see it, but it's faded, and the logo is so low resolution. And I was a little pissed. I'm still gonna wear it though. So that was the first item of show and tell. The second item of show and tell is I went to a gallery called Group 10 Gallery in Kent, and the guy whose art primarily fills it, his
What's
name
his
is Dino Mascheroni.
Now that's a plug. That's not a dox. Good job. Buddy.
Dino Mascheroni. He has bargain bins for $15, and I bought this 16 by 20 inch canvas of a gorgeous figure painting. I just want to take a second to appreciate this work of, let's get it on this camera here in the light. I think it's just gorgeous. It's oil on canvas, and I bought it simply because of the breakup of space around the hairline and how this light color comes in to make up the shape of the hand and shit. I thought it was just simply elegant, and so I bought it for $15. His website, I guess, is not up currently, but yeah, shooting that plug. He's a really nice guy. Just met him today. Dino Masseroni. He teaches classes. So Google that bitch.
Google that bitch.
Google that bitch. That's it.
Kate,
What have you been doing?
Have you ever had a butthole fungus?
Butthole fungus.
You think that exists?
Do hemorrhoids count?
Is that a butthole fungus? Get the
Dude,
fuck
that
outta
fly
here.
is weird insect story. No, it's not butthole fungus. The fuck? No, you got something wrong with you if you got butthole fungus.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Alright, so I've been playing a lot of
Where did
7
that come
Days to
from?
Die. Buttholes. It's Keith Bolton's show. I gotta ask.
Oh.
Played a lot of 7 Days to
I'm glad you
Die.
asked, Kit, because I was so lost.
Been watching a lot of just Ask Reddit videos on YouTube, really, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's all I've been really watching lately. Nothing really too crazy.
Can you speak up into the mic a little bit?
Nothing too crazy, sorry. Just checking for spiders.
Free the nipple.
Matt, what have you been playing? What have you been doing?
I've also been playing some 7 Days to Die. I have and Starbound. Can't forget that. The new 1.4 update came out, so I've been playing that. As for watching things, YouTube videos, a lot of random Exerbia videos. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember Jerbia? Jerbia's cool as fuck.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Alright, well, let's go on to closing comments. We've been really busy this week, guys. I
Yeah,
feel
it's been a busy week.
Yeah, it's been real fucking busy. So, hey, thanks for coming out. Thanks for putting
Yeah.
up consistent content. There's somebody, I remember back in the day beforehand, there was people that, truckers, stuff like that, they just like they like seeing us every week. I don't think this is our strongest show, but I think, hey, we did it. We came together. We're still here. You can still fucking call. And Kent now looks like,
A dad.
you look like,
Hi, son.
you look like your brother-in-law.
My brother.
Yeah.
Wow. Rest in peace, Ian.
Jesus. Hey, and just remember at the Keith
Wait,
Bolko show.
I didn't have any closing comments.
Oh yeah, closing comments. Closing comments, Matt.
The fuck?
Hopefully we'll be more consistently getting together as a whole in the future. The 4-man group, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
The Blue Man Group?
That and we'll have guests.
Guess next
Yes.
week. Don't be a shitty neighbor. If you have a shitty neighbor, call your landlord and get them evicted. Get them out. Get them out.
Jesus.
Kick them to the curb, dude. Just go in there
Take
yourself.
matters into your own hands. What do you want to do? If you have a bad neighbor, take I think a crowbar works really good. Crowbar works the best because you don't have to get the lock off the door as much as you just have to get the door off.
I know
the
how to
lock.
pick locks.
You don't even need to do that. So shove that fucking crowbar in there, right? Shove that crowbar
Gordon
in
Freeman,
there.
that
Get
bitch.
any little space you can, and then you just want to kick the crowbar as hard as you can until that door comes off. And as soon as that comes off, grab something you want. All right, that's the first thing you want to
Or
do.
put something in there that they don't have.
Survey the area.
Yes, unrob them. Give them more.
No, listen. This is a
I
neighbor.
feel like I don't remember buying that lamp.
If it's a good neighbor, if
What
it's
is this, a new
if
couch?
it's a good neighbor, right? Wait till they open their door themselves, then bum rush your way in and leave something. Okay, that's something. Because what they're gonna do? Well, they're gonna be like, take this back. No, they're gonna be like,
No.
thanks for the lamp. But anyways, kick that door in, right? Regardless of who's there or not, survey the room and take something you want. All right, take one item of personal interest. Then you want
That
to look
water
at
bottle over
them
there.
and say, I know
Don't
where
give
you
a-
sleep. You should fucking change that. Okay? You want to yell that as loud as you can. And
And
then you want to at least break one window.
This sounds like a felony.
Listen,
No, this is totally.
one kneecap. And if there's a dog, take that shit too.
John Wick that shit.
Just take it. And that's how you deal with a bad neighbor, okay? That's my neighbor tip of the day. And just closing comment. You said your closing comment, right?
That was it, yeah?
Yeah, that was my closing comment, man.
That's
So let's
my
go.
closing comment.
And just remember at the Keith Bolka Show, go fuck yourself.
You don't